In the last two videos, I both talked about the capabilities of the Basilisk system and theorized about its origins. Now I'd like to cover the main purpose of simulating outbreaks: bioweapons. Much like the Red Queen Alpha of Resident Evil Revelation 2's Raid mode, Basilisk generates bioweapons in simulated outbreaks to test their combat prowess. Some based on the past research of dissolved pharmaceutical companies like Umbrella and Trisol, and others are the Basilisk Corporation's own experiments. Just about all forms of bioweapons that have made their appearance in the series up to Resident Evil 6 are used in Biohazard Clanmaster, whether it be in stages for the canonical games, timed non-canon story stages, or survival events. One main aspect of Clanmaster's gameplay is encountering these enemies while traversing various paths to either get to an objective. Key items or trigger elements, for example, are moved to the next floor. Standard enemies can generally be bypassed, but you reap no benefits such as experience or items if you choose not to fight them. Others may follow you through the stage as you slowly whittle away at their health, and most of the time, bosses must be defeated in order for you to progress through a story mission. I do recall that if you die while fighting a boss, you can come back and finish the rest of its HP off, after you've regained your own health and stamina. As a side note, given that this game favored a pay-to-win model like many mobile games in the style of card collection RPGs, it could be very difficult to get through time missions without buying health items or battle points. Traveling through areas will use up a set amount of stamina, and battle points are necessary for fighting enemies. If you ran out of either of these or health, it could be an hour or so before these would refresh, so it made for a difficult challenge sometimes. Back to bioweapons, Basilisk experimental weapons incorporating the Basilisk virus didn't make a major appearance in the game until two story events that involved an agent of the Basilisk Corporation and his younger sister. But before I elaborate on that, I wanted to mention another main feature of Biohazard Clanmaster: clan battles, where you battle against other teams with the character of your choosing on a grid-based field, and your objective is to defeat the opposing side's clan boss. These clan bosses are what I assume to be Basilisk weapons, and they evolve as your clan gains points and strength, becoming tougher to defeat. They are Balin, Belial, and Barbas. Each seem to reflect certain physical attributes of T, G, and Veronica virus. You're prompted to choose a clan under one of the three, or create your own. As for the story events, where numerous Basilisk experiments start to appear, it begins with an agent of the Basilisk Corporation named Apis Levine, sent to investigate one of their labs, where he later finds out that his younger sister Mel has become an experiment of the Basilisk virus. You encounter many bizarre weapons created with the Basilisk virus, some of these being rejects and others proficient hunters. Much like the clan bosses, some of these monsters share a name with one of the 72 demons of the Ars Goetia. Later, Apis is forced to fight his sister Mel in her Basilisk-consumed state, but she's able to regain control of herself afterwards. Unfortunately, since the game was entirely in Japanese and the text for the story events was located in a flash file that was not easily accessible, I wasn't able to grasp specifics about the story as I played it. However, for this event and the next involving Apis, I did try to capture as much material as possible so that I could try and translate it. When that's completed, I'd like to cover these instances in detail in a later video. The second story event with Apis involves him going to a radio tower where a professor named Sakaki is hiding. It's possible that he stole research on the Basilisk virus and Apis was sent to apprehend him. As you traverse the tower, you encounter Sakaki multiple times, but it soon becomes apparent that he's been infected by the virus, either by himself intentionally or by a bioweapon. Other than variants of the usual Basilisk weapons appearing in the tower, there's a few rare encounters with the Chimera that's been enhanced with the G-Virus. You eventually end up fighting a monstrous spider-like version of Sakaki and a variant of it. I believe it was this incident that Apis Levine loses his right arm, but with the power of Basilisk biotech he gets a new one. And speaking of the wonders of Basilisk experimentation, they have a habit of creating more superior clones of pre-existing bioweapons from both Umbrella and Trisol, even going so far to acquire a DNA sample of the notorious Wesker Child himself. It's only known that Basilisk obtained a very small fragment of Albert, but I can't recall if it was from the site of his death or a sample kept in Trisol's labs. By the way, this clone is depicted as having the same taste and fashion as the original, Don't ask me why, it's a bit silly, but it's not unexpected from this game. Unfortunately, while the clones are more combat focused, they suffer from power instability. Maybe they require a fancy limiter jacket to go with those shades?